Welcome to the garage. This is my first vlog video in the garage, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my insurance and how I've gotten royally screwed over because of my accidents. And it's a bit of an interesting story. So I thought I'd share with you guys what's going on and what I'm planning to do about it. So I've been in 2 accidents with the car. The first one was a disaster. Like, the front end of the car got taken off, the bumper, the headlights, and the corner panels got dented, and it dented the front of the hood. Mechanically, the car was fine. The car ended up receiving an appraisal of $7,500 from the insurance company, so they were going to fix it, and I was fine with that. It's not a huge repair, right? The parts in the car are very expensive. It's $1,800 a headlight. It was like $1,200 for a bumper. Like, you do the math, it adds up pretty quick, plus some labor, plus some paint. But mechanically, the car was fine. The motor's never been touched. The drivetrain, the front subframe, all the running gear, A-arms, everything is completely fine. So none of that was touched, which is why I was fine with the car being repaired. It was strictly cosmetic, and the car would drive the same as it always did. And it does. It drives beautifully. So I received a check from the insurance company to go pick my car up of $19,800, which was obviously massive. It's almost 3 times what I had anticipated it to be. But I was like, well, complications and things come up and blah, 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 blah. But I'd also waited over 3 months for my car, and I had fought and drove down on 5 or 6 occasions and told them, hey guys, I need my car. Like, it's not funny anymore. Things are happening, and like, I need to get back into my life, and I'm living without a car, period. End of story. I'm not driving an alternate. I just don't have one. So that happened. I then found out they had readjusted again. I didn't know final numbers, whatever. That happened. And then this year in 2020, in February, I was at work. I'd only been there about 3 weeks, and someone leaving the dealership from service parked their Yukon on the front of my Camaro. Unfortunately, it didn't make a good ornament. We had to remove it from the vehicle. The guy blamed me. He blamed the dealership. He called the city. The city came out and measured all the parking spots and blah, 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 and the story goes on. So the insurance, again, repairs come out. It was about $9,700, but that was the final bill. There was no readjusting and tweaking and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, fine. So they fixed it. It took about a week. And I'm sitting there in my head, I'm like, almost the same repair twice. The cost difference, though, is almost $20,000. We'll get to that in a second. So I'm now trying to trade the car in. I'm trying to buy a truck. I'm trying to do other things with my life. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to hit different audiences. I want to do a new build. I want to do a new exhaust system. I want to do a custom exhaust system. I've been talking to MBRP about some stuff because they make cool truck systems, but they don't have the 4.5-inch quad exhaust that my Camaro had, which I really loved. Those carbon fiber tips look good on everything. So I wanted to incorporate where the Camaro left off with where the next vehicle kind of picks up from. But to buy another Camaro, to get into a Mustang, to get into a Challenger, it's just the same thing over and over and over again. I want something to do different stuff with. I mean, I'm woodworking now. I have a garage, and I'm picking up lumber, and I'm doing all this cool stuff. So truck makes sense. Get into the truck market. Not a Ram guy. Don't care what you say about him. Not a Ford guy. Don't care what you say about him. Love my bow ties. I am all about the bow tie. I love my Silverados. Excuse me. I like the look of the new ones. I like everything about them, so I'm shopping for a Silverado. I go in, I sit down with Don, the manager at Queenston. Hey Don, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm looking at. I'm trying to, if I can, lower my payments. I'm trying to get into a truck, maybe a little less loaded than my Camaro. Love the Camaro, love the features, but I don't need it, and I didn't build my life enough in that portion to justify the wants. You know what I mean? So all is well. We sit down, he pulls up the Carfax, and I told him, I was like, listen, you know there's been 2 accidents. I know there's been 2 accidents. Carfax knows there's been 2 accidents. So, like, brace yourself. When he pulled it up, the initial accident was $28,900. And I didn't know this number. I was just like, so we discussed, and the numbers are so high that you can't justify to somebody why the numbers are so high. they're thinking it's got a new motor and it's got a new whole front subframe and blah, blah, right? They're thinking the whole front end of the car was removed from the windshield forward and put back, and it's $20,000 in damage, which is not the case. So we came to the resolution. I am working on talking to my insurance company to get them to reassess the pricing, because the cost of repair is still only around the, I want to say, $8,000 to $10,000 range. It was the 3 months that they impound charges, towing charges, and blah blah blah, and they racked up this unfreaking believable bill that I am now dealing with. So if I can get them to segregate the two and not discredit the quantity of the claim, but segregate repair costs versus claim costs as these two numbers, then I'll be in business. I can trade the car in, and I can get my Carfax adjusted. I will have a letter that sits with the car. So if a buyer comes in and they're going, hey, I'm interested in this car, it seems like a really good deal, and they go, yeah, it is, because it's had two claims, and this is what happened, and these are letters from the insurance company, and this is this, and it just explains the breakdown rather than me trying to explain the absolute ludicrous actions that went on and the frustration and everything else I had to deal with from point A to point B. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I do my best. I'm not saying I made the best judgment call or who did what was right and blah, blah, blah. It happened, we're here, and I need out of the car now. I want to see if I can make my life a little easier with lower payments. I want to switch into a truck, which I could potentially make some money with and do other cool stuff with, and start a new project and enter a new market and have a new audience and grow everything all in one foul swoop. So I'm kind of in this weird predicament. So, of course, subscribe. I'll let you know how it all pans out and who says what, who does what. I don't know if the insurance company will do this for me or not. I am working on talking to them. I've made contact with them. They have responded back. And it's now my turn to sit down and write up a very formal email to them and kind of get the ball rolling. So that's that. It's heartbreaking because it's such a nice car, and because somebody will get one killer deal. They'll get one crazy car out of this scenario for a very ridiculously good price, which is fine. It's a great car. It will live on, and that's kind of what I want. I want it to go from my possession and the best I can do for it to potentially a better home, where it can live in a garage and not get so many miles smacked on it and blah, 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 blah. But I am trying my best to pass it on with good faith, and somebody else gets some enjoyment out of it and not get themselves in a predicament where they bought a car that they're now stuck with. So, yeah, insurance is real interesting. I do wish the car was wrote off, but that's not the scenario we're in. We're here now. It's been, whatever time, and I just, as heartbroken as I am, life goes on, and I have to figure this out, and we need to come up with a good plan and move on. So that's kind of how I'm getting screwed by insurance. And it wasn't my insurance company either. Please note, my insurance company never argued the bill. They never argued with me for fixing it. They were great to deal with. The consequences now suck. So that's it. That's a bit of a story time, and me coming back out of what you guys probably thought was the abyss of me quitting, which would never happen, good or bad. So until next time, drive safe, take care, and behave as always.